When the most fearsome enemy of the gods, Kronos, broke his imprisonment and woke up again, he needed a weapon. But when the gods were caught in the chains, the last hope to stop this war was the man who had saved the world from destruction. To reach that weapon, Perseus had to go through a mysterious maze that plays with your mind and where the path changes every moment. The place is guarded by giant cyclops, who are impossible to escape. To reach his destination, he had to face the most fearsome demons of hell. But even bigger than these demons, his own family was betrayed. This is the story of Wrath of the Titans. The story begins with a battlefield. The scene here is like the end of the world. A giant hand, bigger than a mountain, is setting fire to the entire battlefield. A demon with 2 heads and 4 hands is making a ruckus. Now, in the middle of this cremation ground, Perseus sees that his son is also there. He tries to save him, but that giant hand destroys everything. Perseus wakes up. It was a terrible dream. But he realizes that a new war is about to break out in the world. The War of Argos, in which Perseus killed Kraken, is now 10 years old. Perseus' wife, Io, has passed away. And now his son, Helios, is his world. Perseus does not want his son to ever see the fire of war. That is why Perseus is now living like a fisherman in the village. A strong earthquake strikes a little far away. The earth starts to split into 2 parts. The earthquake has now begun in the deepest part of the underworld, the Tlismai jail Tartarus. Not only are the world's most ferocious demons imprisoned there, but also the cruel titan Cronus is imprisoned here. He has been waiting for centuries to take revenge on the gods. That same night, Perseus notices that there is a strange noise in the sky. That is when lightning strikes and the Zeus appears. There are lines of worry on Zeus' face. He tells Perseus that after the destruction of Argos, humans have stopped praying to the gods. Because of this, the gods are aging and their power is diminishing. Zeus says that if Cronus is freed from the jail of Tartarus, the whole world will turn to ashes. Zeus asks for Perseus' help. But Perseus says that he cannot leave his son alone. And he refuses to go with Zeus. Zeus tells Perseus that being half-human makes him stronger than the gods. Saying this, he leaves. Zeus now goes straight to the deepest part of the underworld. Poseidon has already reached there. Soon after, Zeus' son Ares arrives there. Ares is quite upset with Zeus because he feels that Zeus has given more importance to Perseus. Zeus takes him to the jail of Tartarus. There is a lot of commotion in the walls of the wonderful jail of Tartarus. Zeus calls Hades. Hades appears there. Zeus asks Hades to forget his old enmity and fight alongside him, so that Cronus can be imprisoned. But then some demons surround him from all sides and attack him. Actually, Hades has betrayed him. Due to the sudden attack, Zeus and Poseidon are unable to fight him. A fireball hits Poseidon and he is injured. Ares also takes out his weapon, but he attacks Zeus himself. Because Ares is also involved with Hades. Zeus is very shocked to see this. After making Zeus unconscious, Ares takes Zeus' weapon, Thunderbolt. The next morning, terrifying demons start coming out of the ground. Perseus notices that one of them is heading towards his village. He runs to his house. A fireball falls on his village. A demon quickly moves forward and explodes. Perseus notices that the demon is heading towards his son. He picks up the sword that Zeus gave him. Perseus runs towards the demon. The demon is destroying everything and burning people alive. Then the demon, Chimera, appears. He is a demon with 2 heads. He spits poison from one head and spits fire from the other. His tail is a poisonous snake. Perseus uses his lightning to jump on Chimera and attack him. But Chimera knocks down Perseus. Chimera tries to burn him. But Perseus picks up a piece of wood and stops the fire. Chimera runs after the villagers again. He breaks everything and moves forward. Perseus also follows him. But as soon as he tries to reach Helios, Chimera breaks the wall and comes between them. To save Helios, Perseus challenges Chimera. Chimera drags Perseus and runs. They break the 2 walls and fall into one house. Chimera gets trapped in a trap. An iron anchor gets stuck in his mouth. Chimera tries to attack with his tail but Perseus cuts it. Chimera runs away. Perseus attacks him and knocks down one of his heads with the anchor. He pulls the other head in a different direction. The demon is spitting poison. Perseus forces Chimera to throw fire. As soon as the fire is put out, Perseus lets go of the chain and the demon burns. Perseus has killed the demon but his entire village is destroyed. The place where Zeus had told him about the flood is now in front of him. He takes Helios with him and heads to Mount of Idols. It is the place closest to heaven. This is the temple of the gods where people used to worship. But now it is in a bad shape. Perseus prays to Zeus to save him. There is a blast in the sky. Poseidon comes instead of Zeus. He is badly injured. He tells him that Hades and Ares have betrayed him. Poseidon says that only Perseus can save Zeus. But he has to find Hephaestus. Poseidon takes his last breath and gives his trident to Perseus. He says, "My son, find Aegir, who is imprisoned in the Queen Andromeda's camp. He will show you the way. If he is worthy, give him my trident." Perseus leaves Helios in a safe place. He takes his magical horse, Pegasus, to meet his old friend Andromeda. He looks down from the sky. There is devastation all around. If he does not fight, his son will not survive. Seeing Pegasus from a distance, the soldiers of Andromeda's camp think that a demon is approaching them. They go ahead to attack him. But Andromeda finds out that it is Perseus. She tells her soldiers to lower their weapons. Perseus reaches there. Andromeda is very happy to see him. She has become a warrior and is fighting these demons with her army. Andromeda takes Perseus to her tent. She still has feelings for Perseus. Perseus sees wounded soldiers all around. He tells Andromeda that the end of the gods is near. He asks about Aegir. Andromeda takes him to the prison where Aegir is imprisoned. Aegir is not a warrior. He is a thief and a traitor who is serving his sentence in prison. He has no interest in his divine powers. But when he finds out that his father Poseidon has been killed, he is ready to go on this mission. Aegir tells him that only one person has made the map of Tartarus. Hephaestus, the sword of the gods, who had made the thunderbolt of Zeus and the trident of Poseidon. But the gods had removed Hephaestus from Olympus. And now he lives on an unknown taboo. Perseus, Andromeda and Aegir take a ship and head to the island. But the sea is full of mud and they cannot see anything. Aegir asks for his father's trident. He says that it is impossible to reach the secret island without Poseidon's weapon. Perseus gives him the trident of Poseidon, trusting Aegir. As soon as Aegir holds the trident, a powerful roar occurs in the sea. The ship changes its course by the influence of Poseidon's divine power. And it moves towards the mysterious island. The view of the island is beautiful. The jungle is spread all around. When they step into the jungle, they feel that the traps are spread all over the area. A little further ahead, Aegir accidentally activates a trap. Before he could do anything, he was trapped in a cage. And that cage, due to the heavy pressure of the counterweight, pulls him up with a jerk. Then, in the distance, he hears a roar in the jungle. Before he could do anything, Aegir was pulled away. Perseus runs after him without wasting time. But then, a huge tree suddenly comes in his direction. A huge demon is approaching him from the middle of the tree. Perseus runs away from there, but the demon follows him. It was a cyclops, a giant eye monster. Every time, he cuts the huge trees in the jungle into two pieces. On the other side, another cyclops surrounds Andromeda and her soldiers. He falls on them mercilessly and starts hitting them. Andromeda and her soldiers escape and hide in a pit. But the Cyclops doesn't leave them alone. Perseus runs to a trap. Then, the Cyclops reaches there and attacks Perseus again. Perseus stops him with his sword. Some soldiers also come there and help Perseus. When the time comes, Perseus activates the trap. And the tree goes straight to the Cyclops. The Cyclops falls unconscious. Hearing his scream, the other Cyclops leaves Andromeda and runs away. Perseus goes to the fallen Cyclops. The other Cyclops also reaches there. Perseus asks him where Aegir is. He warns him and takes out the trident of Poseidon. But then, an old Cyclops brings Aegir there. He sees the trident of Poseidon and tells him that he is the guardian of Hephaestus. And that he protects this jungle. On the other side, Hades and Ares have imprisoned Zeus in the underworld. Ares hates Zeus so much that he attacks Zeus even in his prison. Hades stops him. Hades says that this is his kingdom and Ares should stay in his place. He doesn't need to kill Zeus. Because Cronus has started attracting Zeus's powers. When Zeus asks him why he is doing this, Hades tells him that he has made a deal with Cronus. If he gives Zeus's divine power to Cronus and revives him, then Cronus will give him the boon of immortality. Hades says that the gods are about to die. But they don't get heaven like humans. In fact, their part of this world is over. And Hades doesn't want this to end. Perseus and his caravan are now heading to the place where Hephaestus lives with the Cyclops. The old Cyclops takes them to a cave under a huge mountain. When they enter the cave, they meet Hephaestus. Hephaestus has now become an old and a little crazy-looking man. He hates the gods because they had left him. Hephaestus takes them to his secret lab. He reveals that he had created Tartarus. But while creating Tartarus, he had also created a secret path for himself. But this path is not like any other path. It is a complicated maze. When Perseus tells him that Ares and Hades are trying to free Cronus, Hephaestus agrees to help them. They all set out towards the dangerous maze. On the way, Hephaestus gives Agenor the map of the maze. He tells them that the maze is not just a wall of stones. It is a game of mind. You will find hundreds of doors at every turn. And the choice of the wrong door is death. As soon as the caravan reaches the maze, Hephaestus opens the door. Then a powerful explosion breaks out from the sky. And with the speed of light, Ares falls in front of them. Perseus tries to stop him. But his attack on Ares has no effect. Ares pulls out his weapon and starts killing the soldiers one by one. They are helpless before the might of Ares. Andromeda also shows courage. But she also falls far from Ares' attack. The door of the maze also closes again. Hephaestus uses his weapon to stop the door. Ares now attacks Perseus. To save Perseus, Agenor attacks Ares from behind. In the same chaos, Hephaestus's weapon breaks. Andromeda runs inside. Perseus and Agenor also run inside. To save Perseus and his companions, Hephaestus sacrifices himself. As soon as then the walls near them also start to crack. The three of them run away and escape. But as soon as they come out, they reach the part of the maze where the road is changing its shape. This place of Tartarus is like a living devil. Before they can do anything, they are pulled down. Perseus now falls into a dark room. A demon attacks him. This demon attacks him every time. He makes Perseus fall and run away. When Perseus gets tired, he shows his face. This was Minotaur, half human and half bull. When Minotaur attacks Perseus again, Perseus breaks his horn showing his fury. Then he uses the same horn as a weapon and kills the demon. As soon as Minotaur is finished, the place starts to change its shape again. It takes on a new shape. As Perseus moves forward, he meets Andromeda and Agenor. They see that they have finally reached the center of Tartarus. Zeus is hanged in the air by huge magic chains. Zeus apologizes to Hades. Hades is shocked to hear this. Zeus says that he is forgiving Hades for this conspiracy. Hades sees pity for his brother and regret for his mistake. Then Ares comes and attacks Hades. Ares tries to kill Hades with Zeus's weapon. But Zeus stops the weapon from activating. Zeus says that he will not let him kill Hades. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Hades jumps into the depths below with Ares. Cronos is now fully awake. He reaches there with Perseus, Andromeda, and Agenor. They try to break the chains of Zeus. Cronos tries to stop them by reaching out his hand. Perseus uses all his strength to break the chains. But Ares comes back. He makes a blast that makes Andromeda jump into the air. But Perseus saves her. Hades comes and stops Ares and tells everyone to leave. But when Perseus takes Zeus and leaves, Ares attacks Hades and snatches Poseidon's trident. He throws it in the direction of Zeus. The trident goes straight to Zeus. Seeing the situation, Zeus uses his last remaining strength. There is a blast and they reach out of the underworld. But now all the powers of Zeus are gone. And they are very close to death. Zeus tells Perseus that Cronos can only be killed with a great weapon, Spear of Triumph. The thunderbolt of Zeus will be combined with the trident of Poseidon and the weapon of Hades. But the thunderbolt was still with Ares. He talks to Perseus through Ares. He says it's time to prove which one of them is worthy of Zeus. Perseus tells Agenor and Andromeda that they have to stop Cronos for a while. After that, he leaves to fight Perseus and Ares. Now the responsibility of stopping this destruction is on the shoulders of Andromeda's Jambus soldiers. Then a powerful blast occurs. It is so powerful that the entire field is engulfed in smoke. Andromeda realizes that it is Cronos. Escaping the fireballs of the explosion, Perseus moves forward. But as soon as these pounding bullets hit the ground, Kronos' ferocious warrior, Machi, emerges from within. As soon as these demons attack the human army, the scene changes to a massacre. The swords of Machi move at lightning speed and kill many soldiers in one attack. On the other hand, Perseus reaches the temple and sees that Ares is already there. But Ares has brought Helios there. Ares tells Perseus that he will kill him in front of his son so that he can know what happens to him if his father is snatched from him. Perseus attacks Ares. But Ares is much stronger than Perseus. Perseus's attacks are ineffective and Ares kicks him. Ares kills him mercilessly and grabs him and slams him on the huge pillars of the temple. When Ares realizes that Perseus has lost, he goes back to Helios. But now, to save his son, Perseus uses his remaining strength to attack Ares. He grabs him from behind and stabs him in the chest. Then, Perseus inserts a Zeus thunderbolt into Ares. Perseus is sad to see his brother die. Ares dies and his body shatters into ashes. Now, he has 3 weapons and he is ready to face Kronos. He joins the 3 weapons to make the great weapon, the Spear of Triumph. Now, Hades has also reached the battlefield. He goes to the Zeus and says, "I have forgiven you too." Saying this, he gives half of his strength to the Zeus. The wounds of the Zeus heal and he becomes young again. This reunion of the gods is now a new hope to stop this destruction. Now, these 2 brothers start to beat up the demons of Kronos. Fighting them on the battlefield, they realize why they are called the gods of the universe. Hades and Zeus use their powers to blow up the demons of Kronos like flies. But then, Kronos breaks the ground and starts to come out. His size is so huge that the mountains in front of him look small. Zeus uses his powers to attack Kronos. But now, Kronos gets even more angry. He destroys the entire mountain with his one blow. Perseus is now moving towards Kronos. But Kronos is continuously raining fire. Every attack of his is raining fireballs on the battlefield. Zeus and Hades understand that they have to stop Kronos to take Perseus to Kronos. They combine their powers and attack Kronos with all their strength. With this attack, Kronos also moves and opens his mouth for a few moments. Perseus gets a chance to attack. Kronos hits the ground to stop Zeus and Hades. Zeus uses his remaining strength to make a protective shield and saves Hades. Pegasus also supports Perseus and they both move forward tearing the fire. Perseus dives a suicide dive into Kronos' burning mouth. Perseus tears Kronos from inside with that great weapon and then throws him into his body. Now, the electricity starts to run through Kronos' entire body. His body made of lava starts to burst from the inside. Kronos' huge body like a stone starts to crumble with the blast. Andromeda and her army also start to dance with joy. Perseus also comes back from there. Andromeda feels even more at peace after seeing Perseus alive. Perseus goes to Zeus. Hades tells him that it is time to say goodbye to Zeus. Zeus says that he is proud of his son Perseus. He puts his hand on Perseus' face like a father and thanks him. Zeus smiles as he sees in his son Perseus what he could not become. Hades is also like an ordinary human being. Hades tells Perseus that the time of the gods is over. Now, the world is yours. Perseus sees Andromeda after returning from the camp. He wants to tell her how he feels but he is not able to gather his courage. Agenor notices this and tells Perseus to go to Andromeda. Perseus goes near Andromeda and kisses her before she says anything. Andromeda was also waiting for this moment. She smiles. At the end of the film, we see Perseus with his son Helios. Perseus hands his sword to Helios. He explains to him that the blood of the gods is in his veins. And you will always have to use your power for the good of the people. And if you liked this video, then like and hype it.